Frank, something weird is going on, and I can't figure out what it is. You should come back and check it out.
Frank, there's a guy on a yellow motorbike riding around Fortune Park. You should check it out.
Hey, Frank, looks like one of those looters has set up a pawn shop inside Moe's Imaginations. He might have something worthwhile in there. Frank, there's someone trying to get into an ATM machine in the Shamrock Casino. I think he's trying to rob it. Frank, you need to get the ransom to the Shoal nightclub in the Yucatan. Hurry. Hey, Frank, don't forget that Rebecca's waiting for you on the roof of the safe house. Frank, it looks like there's someone in a mascot costume over by the Kids' Choice clothing in the Palisades. Frank, you aren't going to believe this, but it looks like a rock concert is going on in the Silver Strip stage. Frank, I'm seeing something strange in the South Plaza. Frank, don't forget that you need to take your Zombrex sometime in the next hour. Frank, it's just a half hour until your next dose. You really need to take your Zombrex now. Frank, you're gonna need Zombrex in less than an hour. You have to find some quickly. I can see 2 construction workers trapped at the worksite in the South Plaza. Doesn't look good, you better hurry. Hey Frank, there's a interesting poker game starting up in the safe house. Might help you relax a little. Frank, there are men drilling into the wall outside of the Atlantica Casino. Frank, there seems to be a dancer throwing up in the Americana Casino. This is gonna sound strange, but there's a mermaid at the Atlantica waterfall. I think she's stranded. Some people hacked into her emergency lines. They said something about tape it or die. I'm not sure what that all means. There's a guy crying in the Clarue collection at the Palisades. He keeps looking at a painting. Frank, did you find anything out from that guy? Get back to the safe house. I need to know. Hey Frank, Rebecca's back and she wants to talk to you. Can you head back here now? Good job on that drill, Frank. But I'm still seeing TK's goons out there. Be careful. TK is still moving in heavy equipment. And more of those thugs are showing up as well. I'm worried, Frank. Frank, this is getting dangerous. There are still more of TK's goons in the city. Those men have set up at the vaults in the Americana, the Slot Ranch Casino, and the Yucatan. Frank, I'm worried for Rebecca. This source might be more than she can handle. Get to Benny Jack's at the Americana fast. Frank, the rescue will be here soon. I'll bet that if you go to the rooftops, you could get some great pictures. Frank, Rebecca wants to know if you found anything out. Do you know where the gas was coming from? Frank, it looks like there's someone cooking at Cucina Donacci in the food court. You better check it out. Frank, you better bring some more Zombrex for Jared. Sullivan says that he'll do whatever he has to if you don't get back here soon. Frank, there's a guy on a yellow motorbike riding around Fortune Park. You better check it out. Hey Frank, I saw a paramedic carrying someone into an alley off the Silver Strip. He might know where to find more Zombrex. Hey Frank, there's some people sitting down in a theater at the Slot Ranch Casino. It's like they're waiting for a show to start or something. Frank, there's someone at the edge of the Fortune City Hotel roof. She's got a gun. There are 3 women in the pool at the Palisades Mall. But Frank, just keep your head in this one, okay? Hey Frank, come back to the safe house. Vicky wants to talk to you. She's in the lounge. It looks like someone's searching the kitchen at Chris's Fine Foods in the Platinum Strip. Maybe he's seen some Zombrex. There's a guy playing the slots in the Atlantica Casino. He just keeps going and going. You better check it out. Frank, I see a woman trapped on top of a booth near the Fortune City Arena entrance. Be careful, though. She's got a gun. Frank, there are fireworks going off at the stage in the Atlantica Casino. Strange time to be performing, wouldn't you say? Frank, you better get to the Pub of Gold in the Silver Strip. There's a guy hiding out in there. Looks like he's bleeding. Frank, there's someone fighting off zombies at the Spore Trance in the Royal Flush Plaza. You better check it out. I saw a postal cart driving around Royal Flush Plaza. Check it out. There might be Zombrex in one of those packages. I just saw someone carrying a bride into the swept-away chapel in the Silver Strip. Kind of a weird time to get married. Frank, you better get over to the Children's Castle store. There's a real old lady wandering around in there. Frank, I think I can see someone hiding in the hotel. You better check it out. I see 2 guys in from Fortune with Love at the theme park. I'm not sure if they're laughing or fighting. I can see 2 guys in Shank's knife shop at the Palisades Mall. Better hurry, I don't know how long they can hold out. Frank, there's a woman lying on the floor of the Venus Touch Spa in the Palisades. It looks like she's barely alive. Frank, I found a travel brochure for Fortune City. Right now you're in the Royal Flush Plaza. Roy's Mart is on the other side of the mall. You really should check out Roy's Mart for Zombrex. There is a good chance there's some there. Frank, you've only got a half an hour left. You have to find Zombrex now. I saw that you found Zombrex, but you don't need it yet, right? Just don't forget to take it. There are 2 guys hanging from the railings on the 2nd floor of the Palisades. What are they doing? They're gonna fall. I see a woman in hot Excitorama on the Silver Strip. She looks like a police officer. Hey Frank, there's a young man stuck in the amusement park. It looks like he's crying. There's a woman in the underground, and a few of TK's goons are shooting at her. She needs help. Frank, can you get back to the safe house? One of the guys here is bothering a bunch of girls. Hey Frank, If you go to the Yucatan Casino, watch out. It looks like there's a tiger running loose in there. There's a woman standing on the counter at the Dark Bean Cafe in the Royal Flush. She looks angry. There's a guy standing near the entrance to the Atlantica Casino. It looks like he's carrying some sort of briefcase. Frank, there are 3 people barricaded in the High Rollers room in the Atlantica. I think they're playing poker. Frank, can you come back to the safe house and check on Lenny? He keeps talking to himself about hidden gold. Frank, be careful if you're around Fortune Park. There are some men on the rooftops around there, and they have guns. Frank, can you head back to the safe house? Sven is running out of supplies, and he needs you to get him some things. There are still 2 soldiers left in Fortune Park. They're holding the zombies back, but I think one of them is hurt. Frank, there's someone in a clown suit walking around the theme park. Check it out. Frank, you have to get enough money to save Rebecca. This city is full of cash. Do whatever you have to do. Oh my God, Frank! There's a security guard hanging people in the South Plaza. Get over there now! Frank, it looks like there's a security guard arresting people in the South Plaza. Can you go see what's up? Frank, those men have already drilled through the wall outside the Atlantica Casino. You have to stop them. Hurry! This is going to sound strange, but there's a mermaid in a giant clamshell in the Atlantica. I think she's stranded. This is gonna sound strange, but there's a mermaid in a giant clamshell in the Atlantica. I think she's stranded. Some people hacked into her emergency lines. They said something about tape it or die. It sounds important. Frank, the rescue will be here soon. I'll bet that you can get some great pictures from the Royal Flush rooftop. Frank, the rescue will be here soon. I'll bet that you can get some great pictures from the Royal Flush rooftop. There are 3 women in the grotto at the Palisades Mall. But Frank, just, keep your head in this one, okay? Hey Frank, come back to the safe house. Europa wants to talk to you. She's in the lounge. Hey Frank, come back to the safe house. One of the women here wants to talk to you. She's in the lounge. There's a guy playing the slots in the Americana Casino. He just keeps going and going. Maybe you should check on him. Frank, I think I can see someone hiding by the elevators in the hotel. She looks cold. Hey Frank, there's a young man stuck near the amusement park. It looks like he's crying. Frank, can you get back to the safe house? Richard is harassing some of the girls here. Frank, can you get back to the safe house? Richard is harassing some of the girls here. There are 3 people barricaded in the High Rollers room in the Atlantica. It looks like they're playing poker for some pretty high stakes. There are still 2 soldiers left in the Silver Strip. They're holding the zombies back, but I think one of them is hurt. Frank, there's a tall guy walking around in a clown suit. He's yelling at the zombies in the Platinum Strip near the arena. Frank, there's a fire at the Fortune City Arena. It looks like some people are trapped in one of the dressing rooms. Frank, there's a fire at Fortune City Arena. It looks like some people are trapped in one of the dressing rooms. Frank, that golfer lady Luz wants to talk to you back here at the safe house. She's got a proposition for you. Frank, there's a group of 4 guys barricaded in a store in the South Plaza. They're all huddled around something. Frank, they're starting to report the outbreak on the news. It's playing on the TV here. You should come back and watch this. Hey, Frank, can you come back to the security room for a minute? I want you to have a look at something. Okay, Richard went way too far. He made all of the women and some of the men so uncomfortable that they left the safe house. It looks like someone's searching the shelves at Chris's Fine Foods in the Palisades. Maybe he's seen some Zombrex. Frank, I see a woman trapped on top of a booth in the Platinum Strip near the arena entrance. Be careful, though. She's got a gun. Frank, I'm seeing something weird. Something's going on. I can see something. Something strange is happening. Go have a look. Go have a look. Check it out.